Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tarkov Boys Podcast, the podcast where we exclusively play Tarkov now because we're really appreciative
We're really appreciative of everything
of them
Tarkov's
and
done for the
their
community.
everything they've done for the community. We're really appreciative of what they did for us
They
today. We
definitely
think
don't
that
just like randomly ban people.
they would never do that.
I would
Please,
never say
Tarkov.
any negative hype about Tarkov. I would never say that.
Tarkov, I just want you to know, this is not blackmail, but I do have the documents, and if you stop what you're doing right now, I will not release them. So I just want you to know
allegedly,
that.
the new release for Tarkov is $250. Allegedly. How do you feel about that price? Do you think it's fair and represents how much money you would put into?
I feel like I gave them $150 7 years ago on the agreement. They wouldn't do this to me. That's all I feel, you know.
Now, but if you go and look at that page now, allegedly, it no longer
doesn't
says
say that anymore. So that I guess that is true. That they did invent a time machine and go back in time and change that. I guess, yeah. So that is true. So
allegedly they did that.
Yeah, allegedly. Allegedly.
And also, allegedly, the subreddit seems to be going absolute crazy right now over this.
Subreddit's having a field day on their ass.
Allegedly.
You hear that, Tarkov? You are donezo, my guy.
Now, allegedly, how long do you think a video game can last when all they do is piss off their players?
Years. DayZ still exists, Tegan.
That's so true, and yet it's still not making any money.
Well, let's be clear.
Allegedly.
I think DayZ still makes more money than Tarkov right now.
Well, Tarkov doesn't make money. Allegedly.
You gotta spend money to make money, gamer.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, you have to spend money to make money. That is so true.
Allegedly, I probably would have bought Tarkov merch before buying this allegedly edition.
Listen, I gotta be honest with you. I'm so Tarkov pilled and gamer energy ready.
Allegedly.
If Tarkov would have refunded EOD and told me I needed to give them $200 for this new thing, I probably would have considered it. I wouldn't have done it.
If Tarkov did anything other than what they did, it probably would have been a better
I wouldn't have been mad. That's the okay. For those
if Tarkov
context,
had came and asked me for money without any incentive for paying them extra money, they said they need the money to continue game development. They are running out of money, which they are, allegedly. And they came to me and they were like,
you come to me on the night my mother is to be wed.
Oh,
you disrespect
that
me.
Doesn't work. Oh, that doesn't work. Dearie me, Tegan. Dearie me. We are running out of money. We can't have the game run anymore. And in order to not go broke and have people and have no servers anymore, could you please just find it in your heart to buy this special donation
charity edition.
It gives you
it gives
a badge on your account.
Gives you a little badge that says you helped with when we needed money the most.
And it's $50. I would consider that more than the current edition.
Yeah, well, that's because you're not Tarkov pilled like me.
You're Tarkov pilled? You've spent $250 on the new, allegedly.
I bought it 7 times. I bought it 7 times.
You spent $1,750?
Yeah, and then I
tax.
I bought it 8 more times.
So you spent $3,750 plus tax?
You got some quick maths going on there.
Well, it's 250 times.
It's not particularly difficult.
It's not like a particularly difficult ask, you know.
It's not the hardest math I've ever done in my life. Gonna be honest.
Genuinely one of the easiest math I've ever done.
Wow. Impressive.
So you allegedly are Tarkov pilled and definitely are buying.
I'm based in Tarkov pilled.
Based in Tarkov pilled.
Yeah, they need the money, Tegan. I'd give them any amount they ask for.
What can you say to the people who have purchased EOD who are worried that this changing of them getting all DLC in the future means they're not going to get any DLC in the future?
Poor. Poor, and
it would make them allegedly poor.
Mauled and seethe and cope, and you know what? Just because
should I title the stream Tarkov was right?
Just because Tarkov needs money, doesn't mean they're poor. But just because you don't want to spend money, that does mean you're poor. That's what I have to say to that.
So you don't believe that Tarkov is brokey?
No. And anyone who says fix the game needs to be banned immediately.
If you had to go out and purchase a container to go into the demilitarized zone with you, how many slots would you want in that container?
A container? Like a box?
Yes. Like a box that you could carry with you into the demilitarized zone.
I feel like 2x2 is reasonable.
Alright, now let's say you paid extra for a unique special 3x3 case, right?
Yes, like $100 extra.
Like $100 extra, maybe a little bit less or a little bit more.
And it said the word unique
allegedly.
in it, let's say. Yeah,
and it said unique very clearly on the front.
That's nutty.
And then,
I mean,
let's say in the new edition, they removed
that
unique tag from your case because they were now offering it again, allegedly in the new.
Allegedly,
they
removed the unique tag.
They are,
and allegedly they did that. Yeah.
Yes.
And allegedly they removed the part where they.
But this time the box comes with a knife in it. Allegedly.
I mean, listen. There could be a knife in there.
Could be a knife in the box. Allegedly, we don't know for certain.
They won't even let me
hard right now. Allegedly,
they won't even let me bring the fucking weapon case into raid and drop it on the ground and lose it forever. They won't even let me do that. That's how shit this game is.
This game still makes me bring in all of my backpacks that are worth more than a weapons case.
This is
like every now and then when I have all of my backpacks and some real nice guns that I'm saving for a nice raid with my brother. It'll just send me in when I click on a scav run. It'll just send me in with 100 kilos of backpacks on me.
You don't even know. We got some fucking lore for this stream.
I've been burned by Tarkov before.
That's allegedly. The tea. Dish the dish, bish.
I've lost millions of rubles before.
Okay, so let's say hypothetically. Let's say hypothetically.
All right.
Let's say hypothetically, there's a universe where you spent 50. There's a universe where 7 years ago, Tarkov released a trailer for a game that said that they were going to have game mechanics in it in the base game. So you paid $50 for an early access to that said you would get a key to the base game when it came out. Let's say hypothetically that happened.
All right, hypothetically, I'm
and let's say one of those features. Let's say one of those features was a persistent game mode that didn't wipe.
But where would be the fun of that?
Let's say one of those features was a persistent game mode that didn't wipe. And let's say 7 years later, the game announced that, in fact, your $50 was not enough, and you needed to give 200 more. Plus tax. 200 more. Plus tax, plus fees, plus whatever VAT or whatever thing, depending on what country and whatever. 200 more minimum.
All right.
Let's say they did that. Put yourself in that headspace. Would you, as a purchaser of the game,
alleged purchaser,
Good point.
Alleged purchaser of the
alleged purchaser of the game.
I never spent any money on Tarkov.
I don't even think Tarkov is really a game at this point. I think it's real life.
I think it's an experience.
It's an experience. You're paying for this. You are paying. This is like when you go to the movies.
To get kicked in the balls.
This is like when you go to the movies and they say, "Hey, would you like to see Puss in Boots: The Last Wish? That'll be $15 for a ticket." And you pay them $15, and then you go and you sit down to watch Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and it comes up with a big, kind of like sepia tone screen with a weird light bulb in the top right corner, and it says in a really shitty font, maintenance for 7 hours.
While you are trying to figure out the price of this.
And then there's rumors amongst the audience about how much it's going to cost. And you're like, cost? What do you mean cost? I already paid for my ticket. What do you... And then, finally, the curtains, they close. And, a person walks out in front of the stage and says, "Get out." Allegedly. How would you feel?
Well, I would understand that maybe they don't have enough money to lease the movie The Last Wish by Puss in Boots. And it's quite an expensive movie to lease, and I would be understanding.
Okay, so let's say you bought a game and you want a refund, but the contract you signed says no refunds, and they're gonna really push that it says no refunds. But let's say that contract also says, should I quote it? Should I just quote?
Allegedly, you can quote it.
Fucking says.
Allegedly, you can quote it. Yes.
Escapefromtarkov.com. Should I just go? It's still there. It says what you get if you buy the game.
Yes, but they have changed it.
So
allegedly.
No, but you don't understand. We can't. They can't change it. They can't change the contract again. It says so in the contract that if you buy the game, you get this stuff, right? It says that. It says in the contract that there's no refunds, right? So when it says guaranteed instant access to closed beta and digital copy preload, when it says that, and then you spread negative hype and they ban you, I feel like that's a little bit less than the word guaranteed. And I feel like maybe you don't have a preload of your digital copy anymore if that happens.
I feel like not only that. I feel like
if you sign a contract with someone and then they break the contract, you don't have to follow the contract anymore.
I feel like maybe allegedly, they need to figure out what the fuck they're doing before they do it.
So maybe, what if you signed a contract that said something like, free access to all subsequent DLCs?
And then a feature came out.
And then a feature came out. And, well,
allegedly.
Hold on. So when they said DLCs, they meant the expansion tabs. They didn't meant the purchase tab, Tegan. That's what they said. So when I go to the expansion tab with my account that has Edge of Darkness on it, and I look, I can spend $5 to unlock an apparel item, and I can spend $3 to upgrade my stash.
Allegedly,
I can do that, but I thought I had free access to all subsequent DLCs. So is the expansion tab DLCs? Or is it not
the
DLCs?
Expansion tab is expanding your stash.
It's like a fetish. That's what it's referring to.
No, I think it's literally fetish. Just pay money to expand your stash. It's expansion, not in DLC expansion, but in expanding the amount of slots you have in your stash.
So when I look at the expansions tab and I see the co-op upgrade, access to the training cooperative mode, when I see that, and I see that this expansion has already been purchased.
I also hate to inform you that
that's not the same thing.
That's not the PvE.
I agree. No, yeah. That's the other thing. That's
allegedly.
That's loading into the game in offline mode. That's what that is. Yeah, so
allegedly.
When I see that and I see this expansion pack has already been purchased, but I didn't purchase that because I had Edge of Darkness, and that means that I got it for free because it's an expansion, which is considered a DLC. Allegedly. So I got this co-op upgrade, access to training cooperative mode. I got that thing.
Hear me out.
Because I had Edge of Darkness.
Arena. What is Escape from Tarkov Arena? Because
that's a whole separate game, Tegan. That's a whole separate game. I got that for free out of the kindness of their heart, Tegan. The kindness of their heart. They never
said that they would give that to you for free. So they didn't
have to give it to me for free. I didn't sign a contract for them that said free access to all subsequent DLCs ever. That never happened.
I guess not anymore.
Allegedly. That allegedly never happened. So
now,
it's fine.
if you had to,
no, it's fine.
If you sold a game without a feature, what would you call that? What would you call that feature?
What would I call that?
You sold the game without.
If I sold a new feature in a game.
If you sold a new feature afterwards.
Like if I introduced some sort of content that could be downloaded.
Well, not only is it already downloaded with the game, because it's the same game whether or not you have the game.
So I bought this game and it's got a feature that I've already downloaded.
Yes.
And I just need access to it.
Yes.
Like, maybe free access.
Possibly. Allegedly.
Because, would you call it maybe... And what if it, happened after another thing? Would you call that maybe subsequent?
I don't know if I'd use the term subsequent, just because that's not part of my usual lexicon.
I feel like it might be part of someone's lexicon.
Maybe someone's lexicon. Maybe...
DLCs. I'm reading it.
Maybe there's a certain company out there that has used subsequent in the past.
I feel like there might be a company that allegedly has a contract with me that says that I get free access to all subsequent DLCs.
Allegedly.
I feel like it might be out there somewhere.
Allegedly.
Somewhere
allegedly.
out there.
Now let's say, hear me out. If they were to roll back the features, would that give you grace with them, or would that make you more angry with them?
Well, people have already bought these features, so they've already signed this new contract too. So they can't roll it back anymore.
Yeah,
they could stop selling it the same way they stopped selling
if they were to say roll back some of the features that people have already purchased, and maybe refund the purchasers.
Okay, if they refund them, if they say that they can't provide it and they refund them, okay.
Would you allegedly be more or less angry?
Less angry because I'd care less. It wouldn't make me want to play the game more.
I would allegedly be more angry because because allegedly, a company out there, can't even stand on their own fucking hill that they're trying to die on, allegedly, and they're cowards if they retract it. If you're going to allegedly kill your company, you better allegedly stand on that hill and get shot.
So here's the whole deal. Would you say maybe access to PvE co-op mode with persistent progression will not be reset with wipes? Would you say perhaps that's a feature and not DLC? Perhaps we give them the benefit of doubt there.
I would say that is a feature of an unfinished game.
Okay, so if I'm not getting that, how would you describe...
I would say that the PvE mode is a feature in the same way that the PvP mode is a feature, in that in order for a game to be a game, it has features.
How would you describe the ability to build a unique zone in the hideout?
I would say that's...
Would you think that might be some sort of, like,
that's a pretty integral feature to the game, because the hideout is a main part of the game.
Do you think that might cross the line for, like, something that like...
I feel like if you get access to more... You know,
like, if I get free access to all subsequent DLCs, do you think maybe that if there's a feature in the game,
if there's
in the base game, that if I went on the game right now, there'd be other people in the game that do have access to that I don't have access to that. How might you think about that?
I'd say maybe you should have just spent a little bit more money, allegedly.
Allegedly?
Allegedly.
How much more?
It seems to be around
like 100, maybe $200 2 days more? From now. So 2 days from now, when this offer goes away and there's no more alleged unheard edition, and then
I've never heard of that edition, allegedly.
So what happens a week after that, when the unheard edition that's on a bunch of people's alleged accounts? When the section that says free access to all subsequent DLCs, what happens when that disappears for them on their account? And then the double unheard edition,
I feel allegedly when they make the unseen edition, just like how they're not seeing any of their detractors.
Unbelievable edition.
The I can't believe we got that much money out of them edition, allegedly.
When they release that one, and that one says free access to all subsequent DLCs and costs $350.
You know, I feel like there's a money-making method here.
Do you think that one will remain giving you access to all the DLCs? Or
yes, but I don't think that any people in this particular game would remain. I feel like once you get to a point where there's no people left to sell it to, they may stop updating the website. Allegedly.
Allegedly?
Which means there would be no release after that.
All I get when I go on the website is the word maintenance in the middle of the screen with a little light bulb. I don't know what you're saying.
Allegedly. I'm keeping us in the green. Okay, we are not getting sued.
What are they going to sue us for?
Also, if you would like to, unnamed company, if you would like to ban my account name is General Sam.
Yeah, mine is Nikita _Bulyanov.
And if you would like to ban my alt account, here, it is Aqua FPS.
We got just ban Aroctic again for good measure. I guess.
Just in case, negative hype, allegedly.
Fuck it. Yeah, I guess just ban them all. Fuck it.
Someone criticizing your game, allegedly ban them. What are they gonna do? Keep criticizing it? They don't even have the game. Allegedly.
Tegan, don't you feel like just that additional background screen option? I feel like that's $100
If
right
it
there.
was $50 for a single background screen, I would have preferably purchased that over the new edition.
They could have, Tegan, they could have just not done this and just said, we will give you, you can have a custom background screen if you pay us $50. They would have made more money on that.
There are so many things that they could have offered that aren't in the new edition.
They could have put silencers that go woo when you shoot them. They
like, honestly, they could have turned this game into like an Arma version of itself.
They could have got a free asset off of Unity and offered it for $100.
And people would have paid that. But when you start to affect the balance of the game, more than EOD, because everyone was fine, not everyone, but people were fine with EOD, as it did not really hurt it did not really give you a skill benefit, allegedly, or it just gave you more space and a little bit of extra starting equipment. And maybe for other people it's hard to get that, but I usually had that first like 2 days of Tarkov, and I barely play the game.
He's a weird little guy.
I walk in there, they hand me a couple million rubles, and I walk out. That's just how I play the game.
And he's not talking about digital money transfers, to be clear.
No, I'm not. Literally,
he goes on a scab run, opens the scab, and there's a million rubles in the scab, and he just leaves.
I grab a million rubles of things from the ground, and I walk out, and nobody stops me. I don't understand it. These people are great. I love the scabs.
I love
the scabs of factory. Everyone's been so nice to me. Honestly, I've been trying to help out every scab I see. If I get an extra noodle pack, I'll ask around who wants it. If somebody has something I want, I will ask around, and usually somebody will drop it. Honestly, the scabs of factory.
They might even call you a valued member of this community. How valuable?
Well, I played the game.
$200 right now. Cough it up.
I have actually spent no money on Tarkov, as you bought it for me.
Yeah, I regret it.
I still refuse to
spend money on Tarkov. It was on sale. I want to be clear. It was on sale.
It was on sale
for him.
To be fair,
I think it was $35.
Before even the price came out for the thing, me and you were talking about how much money we'd be willing to spend on
to help
PvE
support Tarkov,
to help support
because
Tarkov.
We just wanted to support them if they went for something we liked.
Them. And I made a joke about it being $210 for you because you have Edge of Darkness and are supposed to get all subsequent DLCs free, allegedly.
Allegedly.
I made a joke about it not being free for you. You had to spend $210. And I was wrong for the wrong reason, I feel like, allegedly.
Wrong because it's a bigger number.
It's a bigger number.
Bigger number, better game, to be fair.
Because I was like, oh, what? The game looked like it was like $70 for the base, or like the slightly upgraded version. So maybe they're going to make a slightly upgraded version of Edge of Darkness, which I remember as $140 for some reason. So I was like, 140 plus 70 is going to be 210.
Tegan, they raised the price without telling anyone, and people just aren't mentioning that, just by the way, for every part of the game. It's just $5 more expensive for everything. They just raised it. That part's just not included in the fact of what the fuck's going on. Yeah, or anywhere. It's just not included that it's just more expensive. Like, it's not like significantly more expensive, and it's probably like regional based, so it's just us seeing that, but like
it would have been a nice heads up.
Buying the game as a gift, right? Yes. Was 45 euros for me. On sale for 35, I believe, when I bought it for you. It's 52 euros now.
That seems weird. Why would the price just suddenly increase? Have euros gotten more expensive lately? No, the price of the euro's in the trash lately. It's almost as bad as the dollar. Euros,
we're at like 1.07 exchange rate.
Dollar to euro.
Tarkov Unheard Edition armband.
Euro to...
I gotta see the armband. Is it a different armband?
Yeah, like 107. So yeah, euros used to be like $1.30 when I was buying stuff a few years ago for euros for a friend of mine who lives off in a crazy country where they use that shitty money. I use dollars. Allegedly.
Okay, so they are the Alpha armband.
Alright.
And the Unheard armband. They are different.
All right.
Now, how different are they, you ask?
How different are they? Allegedly.
The unheard armband has like, I would say if you were being uncharitable, Nazi regalia on it?
Ooh. I mean, to be fair,
let me send this to you.
That might make it worth more on Tarkov.
That looks a little bit...
Look, all right,
allegedly. I feel like I'm being a little uncharitable at this point, but like...
Look, all right, I like Tarkov players about as much as I like KO2 players.
Are those
and I think they're around the same
like lightning
players.
Bolts?
So,
are those supposed to be S's shaped like lightning bolts, or are those the weird galaxy symbol from Bionicle?
Honestly, that'd be cool as fuck.
Because S is shaped like lightning bolts is literally...
Allegedly.
SS symbol.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yes.
Allegedly.
Okay, but the EOD... So both of them are a black, like grayish black armband.
They looked a little red
white
from
symbol,
far away.
With a white symbol and like a red splatter across them. Both of them are they're a different symbol, but other than that, the model is exactly the same.
So you're saying there's an armband with some kind of symbol on it, and these people are.
I am saying there's an armband with some
kind, allegedly,
and it does look a little bit like a lightning bolt S. It does.
It does look a little bit like the lightning bolt S.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit like the Waffen SS symbol. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. That is unfortunate that they designed it that way.
It looks a little bit like the Waffen SS symbol. I'm just gonna say it. It looks a little. It looks. Listen.
You
I'm being
make
uncharitable
a skin for something in your game and do. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt.
Am I wrong?
Accidental Nazi regalia.
Why though? It's an armband with an SS symbol. Why is that?
I gotta see this.
I wasn't even listen. I wasn't
even allegedly.
I sent it to you.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me take a look at this. Okay. It's not exactly.
Look at the one in the top right. Look at the one in the top right.
Okay, I can see where you're coming from.
Look at that! It literally is two of them next to each other and they look exactly like the SS symbol. What the fuck? Why? Why would you do that on purpose?
Send me the, you have not sent me the...
I did not send you the alpha edition. It's not the Edge of Darkness, it's from if you bought it during the alpha, you got the alpha edition one.
Okay, alpha edition armband Tarkov. Images. Oh, it's got an A on it. Oh, I remember seeing you with this on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
I think I like the A better.
I have that. So I've been like a supporter.
I
like that it doesn't have
a Tarkov cultist would wear it. I'm not gonna lie. It almost reminds me of Okay, I know you're a big World War II buff.
Are you saying that people that wear this might be in a cult that worships?
But I know you're a big World War II buff. You play KO2. I watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and this reminds me of Shredder's regalia. Not necessarily.
So let's look up Shredder's regalia. Shredder TMNT.
Or like from G.I. Joe, the Viper with the 2 teeth.
Okay, but what's the Viper with the 2 teeth based off of?
Nazis.
Okay.
So... Yeah, shit. I tried, Tarkov, allegedly, I tried to help, Tarkov, made it worse.
This is not an accusation, I'm not calling them out, I'm not saying anything bad needs to happen to Tarkov because of this, I'm saying why this is unfortunate and this is
very unfortunate, and I am honestly really going to give them the benefit of the doubt.
I hadn't looked at it until just now, I looked at it, I think it's very funny.
If you look at it without that preconceived notion, it is relatively a cool armband.
It's kind of an innocuous
edgy armband for an edgy video game. I'll tell you what it
looks like. It looks like 2 of the blades of the the cultist knives. It looks like 2 cultist knife blades without the handles in like a galaxy symbol. It looks like they're turned back.
So I will give them the benefit of the doubt on this. I'm not going to foul play that. That's just weird.
Now, the image is so low poly that it does unfortunately mean that it looks like a Waffen SS symbol. I'll just put it out there. It is so low poly that it does... Allegedly look like
allegedly. Okay. And so how much would you be willing to pay for this?
Well, you might say I already was willing to pay $100 7 years ago,
which you have already paid.
Yeah, so let's just say I'm willing to pay $100. I've already paid it.
If they were to say release this particular armband on the side for $50, would you feel any? Would you even care about that?
Now I would. If they had done that initially, no.
But now you feel like you deserve it, as you already paid for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the armband's just a silly. I don't care about the armband. I care about
to be fair, I like the purple Twitch armband,
I care about the things
honest,
that you might consider subsequent DLCs. I care about those things. And
allegedly that was
and the
part
fact
of the
that
thing,
I was offered and accepted free access to all, not some, all of them.
All right. I feel like we've made our point across, and it's been 30 minutes, so allegedly, this podcast is coming to an end. Do you have a thumbnail for me?
Yes.
All right. Can I take a little look-see before we end off? I want to see what the audience has been staring at the whole time. Please don't just put a Nazi on the front of it. I feel like that would hurt our attention just a little bit.
No. There's no.
Okay. We're good. Just saying that word, we've already gone way down in YouTube's like.
I don't know, YouTube these days.
Yeah, you know what? Usually they use different words for it.
There you go, there it is.
You know what? That's fair. Did that maintenance come from my 1080p picture of maintenance I sent you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I went and tried to look at it on my computer, and I got a nice, crisp 1080p picture of the maintenance screen. So, thank you all for watching. It was funny
because I had been sitting there for an hour looking at the maintenance screen on my phone, and then he went and looked at it, and I thought it was very funny that it was just bigger. It was bigger, badder, but still the same.
Thank you all for watching. Watch you all for thinking. Have yourselves a very merry little Christmas. I can't make your decisions for you, but personally, allegedly, I would not purchase this edition. It just seems a lot for a PvE mode that is also going to be very buggy, allegedly.
Well, they didn't add any actual content. There's no new content in this update.
There's no new content in the PvE mode either. It's the same content.
Yeah, there's literally no new content.
Allegedly.
This is not an update. This is just them offering more money for stuff they already had in the game.
Thank you all for watching.
Bye, everybody.
Have yourselves a very merry little Christmas and a happy New Year, and we will see you all next time. What should I title this? Is it gonna be like Tarkov was right, or
You're wrong, all caps, about Tarkov.
You're wrong about that's a pretty good one. All right, bye bye.